Company Limited is a high-tech enterprise specializing in the production and sales of dental medical instruments. It is located in the historical and cultural city of Foshan. The factory is located in the Guangdong New Light Source Industry Base. Since its establishment in 2003, we have a vision of being a respected dental enterprise, with the core values of commit to unite and work hard, advance with heart for love, as guidelines, down to earth, continuous innovation, and advancement. The company has introduced hundreds of precision CNC centers and testing equipment from Japan, South Korea, and Germany, leading the production scale and processing accuracy in China. At the same time, we gave full play to intelligence-developed specialized equipment for ourselves and greatly improved the quality and efficiency of operations. The company spent a lot of money to purchase some professional laboratory equipment, built a top-ranking laboratory in China, and was awarded the title of Guangdong Provincial Oral Medical Device Engineering Technology Research Center. COXO has a wide product line and provides dentists with a full range of product support. The core products are dental implant system, endo motors, root canal apex locator, obturation system, dental high and low speeds, etc. Excellent products are inseparable from excellent management and excellent employees. COXO has more than 300 employees, including more than 30% of professional and technical personnel. From research and development to production, from inspection to storage, every product of COXO has been carefully crafted and strictly controlled. The quality department is equipped with advanced precision testing equipment. Specialists of quality control engineer strictly control the quality of each link, and all employees participate in quality improvement. The full implementation of ISO quality system management, strict implementation of documented procedures to ensure product quality foolproof. Since 2012, COXO has continued to conduct more than 100 modern root canal therapy free tour training. The number of dentists trained has reached more than 20,000, and it has made contributions to improving the level of dental root canal treatment in China. In recent years, the root training of COXO has stepped out of China, landing in many countries. COXO organizes Factory Opening Day every month, holds Global Distributor Annual Meeting every year, and continues to participate in a number of international professional dental exhibitions. In contact with dentists and distributors, bring COXO products and services to all the world. More than a decade of dream building, one step at a time, with fruitful results. COXO's various products have achieved National Relevant Qualification Certification, EU CE certification, obtained more than 50 patents, and won the title of National High-Tech Enterprises. Many products won the title of high-tech products. COXO has won wide recognition for its excellent product quality and perfect service. Its core products market share ranks among the forefront of its domestic counterparts. Its customers are in more than 120 countries and regions, and it has established good cooperation with many world-renowned companies. Great ideals need to work hard. Many years of innovation and development. Never forget the beginning of the heart. COXO will strive to become a leading company in the dental medical industry with a higher starting point, facing the world, facing the future, and making unremitting efforts. Foshan COXO Medical Instruments Company Limited is a high-tech enterprise specializing in the production and sales of dental medical instruments. It is located in the historical and cultural city of Foshan. The factory is located in the Guangdong New Light Source Industry Base. Since its establishment in 2003, we have a vision of being a respected dental enterprise with the core values of commit to unite and work hard, advance with heart for love. As guidelines, down to earth, continuous innovation, and advancement. The company has introduced hundreds of precision CNC centers and testing equipment from Japan, South Korea, and Germany, leading the production scale and processing accuracy in China. At the same time, we gave full play to intelligence-developed specialized equipment for ourselves and greatly improved the quality and efficiency of operations. The company spent a lot of money to purchase some professional laboratory equipment, built a top-ranking laboratory in China, and was awarded the title of Guangdong Provincial Oral Medical Device Engineering Technology Research Center. COXO has a wide product line and provides dentists with a full range of product support. The core products are dental implant system, endo motors, root canal apex locator, obturation system, dental high and low speeds, etc. Excellent products are inseparable from excellent management and excellent employees. COXO has more than 300 employees, including more than 30% of professional and technical personnel. From research and development to production, from inspection to storage, every product of COXO has been carefully crafted and strictly controlled. The quality department is equipped with advanced precision testing equipment. Specialists of quality control engineer strictly control the quality of each link, and all employees participate in quality improvement. The full implementation of ISO quality system management, strict implementation of documented procedures to ensure product quality foolproof. Since 2012, COXO has continued to conduct more than 100 modern root canal therapy free tour training. The number of dentists trained has reached more than 20,000, and it has made contributions to improving the level of dental root canal treatment in China. In recent years, the root training of COXO has stepped out of China, landing in many countries. COXO organizes Factory Opening Day every month, holds Global Distributor Annual Meeting every year, and continues to participate in a number of international professional dental exhibitions. In contact with dentists and distributors, bring COXO products and services to all the world. More than a decade of dream building, one step at a time, with fruitful results. COXO's various products have achieved National Relevant Qualification Certification, EU CE certification, obtained more than 50 patents, and won the title of National High-Tech Enterprises. Many products won the title of high-tech products. COXO has won wide recognition for its excellent product quality and perfect service. Its core products market share ranks among the forefront of its domestic counterparts. Its customers are in more than 120 countries and regions, and it has established good cooperation with many world-renowned companies. Great ideals need to work hard. Many years of innovation and development. Never forget the beginning of the heart. COXO will strive to become a leading company in the dental medical industry with a higher starting point, facing the world, facing the future, and making unremitting efforts.
Hello everyone, this is Carol from COXO. Welcome to COXO Fee Public Webinar. Today we invite Dr. Vincent from Malaysia. First, I want to introduce for this activity, we have two gifts for the all dentists. So warmly welcome to all the dentists to watching our webinar tonight. Chinese is tonight, but I think some of the dentists from other country. So please say hello on our comment. Say hello to Carol and where are you from? I think it's better because during this webinar, we will pick up two lucky person. One lucky person is leave the comment and you just say hello and we can pick up you maybe if you lucky and we will suppose also give 3 pieces of the SC profile. Okay, let's show the SC profile. I want to explain this SC profile. COXO SC profile, this file is very efficient. And also, when you use this file, it can recover by 60-degree hot water. So we are very popular still all over the world, and we get a lot of good feedback from the dentists. So if you pick up two person, one person can support 3 pieces of this SC profile. So I also want to welcome all the dentists from all over the world to join out our this webinar. And the second lucky person, tonight we already invite Dr. Vincent from Malaysia, and when he finished his presentation, who leave their comment and ask some question, Dr. Vincent will pick up the best question and we will support 3 pieces of the file. So that is mean each dentist can get 3 pieces of our SC profile. Okay, now I want to talking about how to get the certificate. Actually, COXO have a lot of activity during our Facebook. So please follow our COXO page and like as your page. Also, COXO not only organization the webinar. Sometimes we launch a new product. We also make a lot of the activity and support the gift for the dentist. So please follow up COXO page. And step 2, leave your comment and question below the live show. Even you just say hello, we also will pick up the lucky person for you to support COXO gift. Step 2, and about all at the end of the live show, we will give you the link on the comment, and you can fill up this link. About this three step all done in 5 days later, you will receive the PDF form, the certificate in your mail. Okay, let's show the certificate. Please know this link is only available for 5 hours and the information cannot be modified. So please be sure you left the correct information. Okay, this is our certificate. This certificate we will award from COXO and have our CEO signature and also have the speaker, the professional Dr. Vincent signature, and also have the stamp so you can print out and hand on your clinic. That is mean you already finished the lesson. Okay, and during this Malaysia in August, they have the one of the biggest exhibition. So I also want to welcome to Amethyst booth. Amethyst is COXO solo agent for the microscope. COXO microscope is already have 2 generation. So the old one and the new one, you can practice during the exhibition. And this is Amethyst booth design. I think every dentist know Amethyst in Malaysia. And this is their booth design. You can go there and practice for COXO microscope. I also think Amethyst have a lot of activity during this exhibition. Okay, now I want to invite Amethyst, Mr. Brandon, to give some time for him to to make the presentation of Amethyst with COXO Corporation. Hello,
Okay, good
Brandon.
evening. Hi, Carol.
Hello.
Thank you for the introduction. Okay, good evening to everyone. So I will do a quick introduction to Amedix. So Amedix has actually recently started uh, a rebranding exercise in the final quarter of last year. So this is to better reflect and communicate our core values in over 30 years in the dental industry. So this will be a quick summary for those that are new to us and update to our existing customers. So our company has been established since 1990. We are actively involved in all sectors for dentistry in the private, government, hospitals, or universities. These are a summary of the range of brands that we represent. So our core equipment range starts from the dental clinic setup equipments, from the dental chairs, the handpieces, the suction motors, the air compressors, to all the dental imaging solutions, including digital CAD/CAM solutions. We do also have supporting materials for implant systems, which is the locator systems. We do have the hand instruments and burrs, and our one of our key products as well will be the laser and sterilization and hygiene solutions. And here are the other range of materials and light cure equipments that we have, as well as the dental and simulation lab equipments. So our company is established as and known for establishing many well-known products in the dental industry. We were the first company to establish the Malifer Pro Taper system, the first to bring in the RVG digital sensor system that is common today, the first to start providing AutoCAD schematics for clinic setup layout, and also the first to install the digital panoramic X-ray with a local network system. We are specialists in the private clinic setups. We have done many private clinics, and one of the benefit is that we provide detailed drawings so that the design and workflow for the renovation and construction of the clinic can be done smoothly with minimal disputes or misunderstanding due to the detailed drawings, which includes details for the junction box and all the piping and utility requirements. So these are individual drawings which ensure there are minimal miscommunication between the dentist, the supplier, and the contractor. As Carol has shown, we will be at the upcoming MEDEC exhibition this weekend. So this is our booth. We are running various promotions, and we will have the COXO microscope, both generation, on display for free demonstration and for any doctors interested to give it a try. And we will be running an offer for any purchase for the microscope will be provided the saddle tool from COXO included. Amedix also has a partnership with Dental City, where you can actually rent one of the Amedix rooms to have a test run and utilization of the various equipments from Amedix. So this can be accessed through the Co-work Dentistry website through Dental City. And we are also in partnership with 32 Clicks with all our various materials and products available for online purchase. All right, so appreciate a quick time to give a quick introduction to our company. So without any wasted time, I'll pass over to Dr. Vincent.
Thank you, thank you, Brandon, for the brand Amethyst during the exhibition have a lot of activity. I also hear that they have, if you buy the microscope, it have the slide studio for the dentist. So please, I think you need to catch this chance because the gift is very big. So when the dentist want ensure things about the microscope, if you currently want to set up the microscope, please catch this chance to go to Amethyst booth to practice COXO microscope. COXO microscope have two generator, first one and the second one. So I think when you practice, you will feel very well because Dr. Vincent also using COXO microscope. Now I want to warmly invite Dr. Vincent to this webinar. And today the Dr. Vincent topic is tip and rules for winner preparation. Hello, Dr. Vincent.
Hi,
Hello.
hi. Thank you, Carol.
Yeah, thanks for
Okay.
your preparation. Okay, this time for you.
All right. Thank you very much. So first, I would like to thanks COXO and also Ametics for inviting me to share share today tonight about this platform. All right. So without further ado, so I would like to start with my presentation. So okay, I think I would like to first start with introduction about myself, and also I would like to start with a short video to show you about my practice in Kuala Lumpur, and also uh, why is my practice about my passion in direct and also in aesthetic restoration. All right, thank you for your attention. So first, aesthetic dentistry and veneers is always my favorite topic. As you can, everyone aware, aesthetic dentistry demand is increasing. Patients' awareness is getting higher, and we have more and more veneers providers. This means the expectation, the skill, and also we are looking at more complications and also maintenance. Porcelain veneers may be one of the most difficult procedures we can perform, in my opinion. There are so many critical aesthetic and functional considerations and must be accounted for to ensure a great result. It is not just over the weekend course that it will make you good in doing veneers. We have to pay attention to a lot of details. Examples, we are talking about treatment planning, occlusion, indirect restoration, cementation, isolation. Every single details will affect your uh, final result and your long-term result. So I would like to start with sharing a case. So through this case, I hope I can break it down to 9 important steps that we should pay attention to. I know today's the topics we mainly talk about veneer preps, the tips and rules, but it's good that if we have a overall understanding. Yeah. So this is a young lady came into my clinic and seeking for treatment to improve her smile. So the first factors that we need to start with is treatment plan. So we start with a treatment planning, risk assessment, digital smile design, and also mock-up. We begin with the end in mind. If I want to achieve a final result, like the right bottom, the pictures, what do I need to do? What do I need to plan? I think first the main very obvious issue here is a teeth alignment. Auto treatment definitely proposed to this young lady. It is not only to reduce the prep required, but also it will improve the smile curve. In any situations that when patient having BIMAX, it's extremely difficult that we can generate a beautiful smile curve in a BIMAX patient. So auto plan is proposed. So before premolar extractions to improve the protrusive issue. Then also we expect to see some gummy issue when we retract the space. And so we also propose two tabs just in case if the gummy worsen. And also once we intrude the teeth, and we also might need to consider crown lengthening. So, and besides, we also look at the 3 yellowish PFM crown. So this will be quite challenging because first, we do know what is underneath the PFM crown. Then second, we are going to restore crown and veneers all with different thickness. It will be challenging for shape matching. So we explain all this before we start the treatment. So we patient agree, and then we started with the treatment. This is photos made of auto treatment. As you can see, we start to notice some gummy smile. We are not surprised because this is quite frequently happens during the space closing stage, and hence tabs were placed according to plan. This is to help to improve the gummy smile. So from the 3 photos, then you can see the test improve or prevent gummy smile. So this is a treatment, the photos right after we debond. For better accuracy, we perform the DSD again. But this DSD planning should be similar to what we have proposed to patient earlier. So from here, we can roughly estimate what is the amount of crown lengthening required. We go with a surgical guided crown lengthening. And here is after the crown lengthening performed according to plan. So the second factors that I would like to talk about is material selection. It is important to decide the material before we prep the teeth. A lot of time we prep the teeth, then only we decide what material to choose. I think it should be the other way around. We decide what to use, then we prep what we need. Because the material of choice will determine our depth of reduction and also prep design. This is very important to reduce over prep or under prep issue. When we talk about material, we're also talking about press and milling. So we need to know our labs technicians, they are using a milling machine or press technique, because again, this will contribute to different minimum thickness requirement. A lot of time, the two most common material what we are talking about is EMAX lithium disilicate and also zirconia dioxide. But actually, there are more options we have in the market. For example, we have Empress lucite, we have feldspar, we have composite, and we have hybrid. And also another techniques we need to decide is, are we going to use monolithic versus layering? Because again, if you want to do layering, you need to prep a little bit more to give room for the technician. So all this is important because we don't want to prep and decide, and then the lab call us back and then say, hey, doctors, I do not have enough room for the restorations. So most of the time, we do not want to call the patient come back because you need to start with injections, a lot of redo work. So we ask the labs to compensate. That's means the final treatments, the final processes will be thick, and this will compromise the aesthetic outcome. This is another case that I would like to just quickly show it. So patient is a foreigner resident. So he is just stopping by KL for a few days. He has two temporary verniers on 1, 2, and 2, 2, and two lithium disilicate verniers on 1, 1, and 2, 1. The gum is inflamed because of the plaque and the poor oral hygiene, and also we note that patient also have anterior open bite. I would like to discuss a little bit this case because I want to to show that what is the thought process to plan and then to decide the final material that we choose. So for this case, we go for 4-unit Empress is lucite material. The first reason is lucite Empress has a higher glass particles. In a way, it is more aesthetic than Emax and zirconia. When you have higher glass particles, more aesthetic, that means you have a weaker strength. So, but in this case, we are not so concerned about this strength because we have anterior open bite, and also patient is unlikely wanted to go for auto treatments. And third, patients is rushing, flying off soon. So we won't have time for layering technique, and we go with monolithic. So patient accepted our proposal. So we go with remove the verniers and then start with a new prep. From here, we are using the 3M astringent retraction paste to help to stop bleeding and better digital impression record. So we proceed with the in-house CAD design. And then this is the block and press multi A1 we use. So we mill it in-house, and then we issue the vernier the next day. So 4 units, Empress units issue with a healthy gum and also reasonable aesthetic outcome. Just 1 day. So this is before and after. All right, let's continue. So this is the third factors that we need to take into consideration is a reduction. Because this is the main topic tonight, I'm going to leave it last to talk about. Next is a burr selection and the instrument that we use. So tools is very important. For example, we need to know very well the burr set we use, not just the shape, but also the diameter. For example, if I want to prep a vernier that is minimum thickness 0.6 mm, I should have a diameter chamfer burr of 1.2 mm. This is because if we choose the wrong size of burr, it will it will give you problems like undercut, J margin. So J margin is something show here is an over prepare by a round-ended diamond burr. Usually it's because you choose the small size, and then the diamond was placed beyond the radius, and hence you have this J hook. So this J margin usually is very thin. It's lesser than 0.3 mm, and there is no ceramic can be milled or pressed below 0.3 mm. So you will end up with fractures and open margin, and this will lead to the the others complication in long term. And number 5, a good impression. So either is PVS or is a digital, and a good temporary. A good temporary is always not so emphasized by not frequently emphasized like but it is a very important factor because good temporary will give you a good gingival health, and good gingival health and will give you an easy and smooth cementation, and also it will prevent the teeth from pulpitis sensitivity issue. So to produce a good aesthetic outcome, a temporary is very important. So from here, we can see, look at the margin. It is very smooth, adapt well to the margin, and also the papilla is not compressed. So this is a photo showing the patients after 1 to 2 weeks return for permanent veneers restorations. So this is the same day we remove the temporary and do the cementation and look at the gingival health. It is pink, healthy. It is perfect to go to start with the cementation. So for temporarily, we can go with putty. So putty, we have some good tips to show how to get a good margin and also remove the excess. But sometimes in certain some clinical situation, putty didn't work well with the like full mouth cases. So like situation like this, the putty doesn't have enough support, either hard or soft tissue support. So when you have insufficient support, then the putty will collapse and give you a situation like this. So thanks to 3D digital printing, we are now able to print temporary veneers or crown in just 1 hour or 1 day. So we printed and then we issue to change the new temporary for patients. So this temporary looks very yellowish because this is the only shade available that time in my lab. So, but look at the margin and also the papilla area. It is not compressed. It is fit well to the margin. So again, I is very confident that after 1 to 2 weeks time, patients come back, the gum gonna be good, in good conditions, and we will have an easy cementation. Number 7 is moisture control. So moisture control is again is one of the very important clinical steps to have successful clinical outcome. So we are talking about full isolation with rubber dam. We're talking about split dam technique. Also, we're talking about just using a Teflon with Ultra Gate. All is a good, all a good technique, and we should apply this according to the clinical situation. Number 8, we're talking about cementation and bonding protocol. So there's 2 major components that we need to prepare: the tooth surface and also the veneer, the ceramic surfaces. So with good bonding protocol, we will be able to provide a good bonding, and also we have less issue like moisture contaminations or debond problems. So we need to know what material, what cement, what acid, and then what type of try-in cement to use. And lastly is the maintenance. We need to have a planned schedule, what the interval for patients to come back for review, to do maintenance, repair, polishing. So let's back to the first case just now. So here are the 9 factors. If we follow it, do it well, we will be able to achieve a good result. So this is the final outcome. Actually, this photos is 1.5 years review. The gum tissue and the porcelain are still well maintained. Okay, let's come back to our topics today, which is about reduction and prep design. So reductions, again, like repeat what I say in the beginning, we select the material of choice and then determine how much we need to reduce. The factors to consider before tooth reductions here are the main 4. Okay, number 1, material minimal thickness. For example, Emax. A lot of people, they just use Emax, the term Emax, but I believe they refer to lithium disilicate. So Emax, we have some general preparation guidelines for all ceramics, especially for Emax. The successful results only can be achieved if the preparation guideline and minimum layer thickness are strictly observed. In general, the following rules apply to all ceramic restoration. Do not have sharp angles. The ideal preparation is a shoulder, rounded inner angles, or a chamfer preparation. And the anatomical shape should be reduced even, and we have to stipulate the minimum wall thickness. And please note that it mentioned CAD/CAM fabricated restoration. The incisor edge of the preparation should be at least 1 mm. So this is why you need to know if the lab is using a pressing or a milling technique. So here's a shoulder preparation chamfer. The 1.0 here shows that this is the minimum thickness. And 1.5, 1 to 1.5 will be the incisor reduction required. And also we have angle shouldn't be deeper than 10 to 30 degrees. So the material minimum thickness, we have a thin verniers. So you look at, we have 2 categories. One is Emax CAD, one is Emax Press. For Emax CAD, the minimum margin thickness will be 0.4 mm. And for press technique, it will be 0.3. Okay, so when you compare side by side, press will be thinner than the CAD mill verniers. This is for thin verniers. Let's go with verniers. Then it will be 0.6, and up to the incisor there, it will be 0.7. So now we understand that each of the material we use, there is a manufacturer recommendation. So we have to understand what are we using, what is their recommendations. They have done tons of research study, what is the minimum they can go. So we should follow their recommendation. Now we look at crown. How about crown? For crown, it will be 1.0 mm for for all the measurements. If we are doing some crowns that you think might be a bit more risky, I mean the bite is heavier, or you are doing a bridge for anterior zone with Emax, then you should increase the thickness to 1 point, like here, the incisor edge should be 1.5, and the labial incisor third here should be 1.2. Same as for the crown, it should increase all to 1.5 mm. How about Empress? Empress is the case that I shared. So when I choose to use Empress, I have certain minimum thickness that I need to follow. It is about the same like Emax. So I'm just going to highlight the difference. The difference will be, even for the verniers, actually the minimum thickness is about the same. The main difference will be at the crown. When if you would like to use Empress for crown, which is seldom, I mainly only use Empress for vernier. So if you use for crown, the minimum incisor thickness reduction will be 2.0 compared to 1.0 or 1.5. So why it is so? Because when Empress has higher aesthetic features, that means it has higher glass particles and the strength is weaker. That's why we need to increase the thickness to compensate. And now this is zirconia. Zirconia for anterior crown. If you see, look at here, we have 3 different measurement minimum requirement for zirconia crown. Because even for zirconia, we have different types. We have LT, MT, and multi. So I'm not going to talk about zirconia a lot because for vernier, the mainly used material should be glass ceramic, which is Emax, Empress, lithium disilicate. All right, so second factors we need to consider is the material translucency. When we choose, let's say when we choose a material Emax, then we will tell the labs we want A1, but it's more than that. Each for Emax, we have different translucency. So example, HT stands for high translucency, MT is medium, LT is low, MO is opacity. We have to, based on the clinical situation, and decide what we want to use. So let's say, example, if you have a discolor abutment, you might want to consider using medium translucency, or you want to use a opaque MO with layering technique. And now, abutment consideration and the final shape to achieve. So this also, these two are the very important information that we need to provide for the labs. First, I need to tell the labs what is the stump shape inside. Then secondly, I need to let the lab know what is the final shape I want to achieve. Okay, for example, here we are taking a pictures of the stump shape using the stump shape guide, shape guide. So with the all the required important informations like the photos, the stump shape, the final shapes, and then the reductions, and also the prep design, then we should be able to get a good final prosthesis, crown or verniers from the lab. So this photo is credit to Mr. Somano, who always provide a beautiful vernier with the translucency. And after we talk about reductions, then now we talk about vernier prep design. So when we talk about vernier prep design, we have incisor zone, gingiva, which is also the cervical area, and the proximal zone. So incisor zone, we talk about the design like partial, window, butt joint, and overlap. So this is a paper by John Coyce and his colleagues talking about the failure of ceramic veneers with different preparation designs. So we have A, B, C, D here. So A is a partial, B is window, C is butt joint, D is overlap. In the past, we used to think that overlap design can give you better retention and also higher strength when you cover more. But in his paper, he shows that overlap has the highest rate of failure and fractures. Because when you extend your prep into the occlusion zone, the different arrangement of the fiber and also the occlusion force field tends to give you higher chance of fractures. Second, when you have different path of insertion, because now you extend to the back, then your preparations will be different. The thickness will be different. So it has less indication nowadays for overlap design. And for C is butt joint, which is the most commonly used now, especially for those who require higher aesthetic outcome, incisor edge translucency. Then we go with the butt joint. Either is 1.0 or 1.5, depends on the material and that you choose. Then we have B, type B is a window prep. This is the more easiest prep that we can go with. Usually I do this for my second premolar. So, and type A is a partial. Partial, this has less indication also, unless due to some reason, the veneers is not too much different color from the tooth color. It can blend in well. Then interproximal zone. For interproximal zone, always the main question is, should we break the contact or not? So my first rule is, do not break the contact if it is unnecessary, unless you have a strong indication. So by default, I will not break the contact. So what is the indication? For example, breaking the contact, like diastema, black triangle, you want to change the tooth position or the shape, the morphology. So, or there's composite restoration. They want to you want to rest on the natural tooth structure. Then now, gingiva. So for this one, again, for non-aesthetic demand area, supragingiva is my first choice. If let's say it's possible aesthetic zone, I will try to go equal gingiva. And when last option will be subgingiva, this is the last option. It's only when indicated, such as I want to hide the discolored tooth, like what we show in this photo, this case. So by placing a retraction cord, we retract the gum a little bit more. Then we refine the margin, and they will into subgingiva already. So this is a case that we are using this subgingiva prep. And here's the result immediate after post-operation. So this photo is taken right after we cemented. We can see there's some inflammation of the gum because of the retraction. But once it heals, the gum will be hide very well, and the discolor shouldn't be like this. Excuse me. So let's go back to the first case. This is the photo after we do the rubber dam cementation under rubber dam. So it's normal to see some black triangle, and the papilla will always rebounds back. So to achieve a good result like this, we have to really plan properly the 9 key factors and also treatment plan, the reductions, and then the prep designs, and communicate well with our lab. This video is to show another tips how I get a good prep and also to stabilize my handpiece with both of my hand. So from here you can see under microscope. So I'm holding the handpiece, slow speed, high torque, and then using both fingers to stabilize it. Basically, in general, when doing vernier preps, we have 3 important steps. The first steps will be this one, which is the gross fast and gross reductions. Mainly is to create space. I do not pay attention to details. I do not pay attention to the details here, not to the margin. It's mainly to remove the depth cutting marking and also to create space for the restoration. And then second step, if you notice, I've changed to another burr, and this is second step is to refine the margin, and then to remove if you have any depth cutting mark, and also to shape according to the line angle. Pay attention to my burr angulations. So if you pay attention to the angulations, when I'm prepping, touching my incisor and middle surface area, I will not involve the cervical area. This is because the incisor will have 3 planes. We have to follow the 3 planes to avoid over prep. So now this is the cervical third. Again, when I prep cervical third, my burr surface is not touching the middle and the incisor third. So this is the 3 planes that I'm talking about. Again, see how I angulate my burrs when I go to the proximal area. So when I go into proximal area, I will angulate my burrs in a way that I do not engage too much surface area to the tooth to avoid undercut or to avoid over prep. Okay, one more times here. I would like to show here. Okay. Sorry. Here should be okay. I'm not sure why the video is not playing. Here is the occlusal view. Always after I prep, I will use a mirror to check from the occlusal. This is very important because it will allows me to check if I have any over prep or any undercut. So many times we think that verniers is quite easy to prep and we won't have problems like undercut issue, but most of the time we have a lot of undercut issue with the prep. For example, we have to we have to think of the path of insertion. So this blue color, green color show a little bit undercut, but for this kind of prep, when we extend more to palatal, the path of insertion will be different, and you will see a lot of undercut. And this will make the fabrications more difficult, and also during issue, the path of insertion will be difficult. And here is to point out that over prep, this is because we engage the burr too much to the tooth surface, and we didn't tilt our burr properly. So the end result will be you're having something very triangle. The line angle become very triangle. If you notice this, that means you have to angulate your burr properly to avoid that. So to compare to this one, the line angle maintained and it's not triangle. So this is a better prep compared to just now. All right. So here is to just show that we have to check from occlusal view. If you're taking a mirror and then you look it from the occlusal view, if you cannot see all your margin, that means you have undercut. So I always emphasize that you must check occlusal view, even for vernier, for crown, anything. Just an interesting comparison. This is my prep in 2019 with loops, and this is 2023 with a microscope. One thing I can appreciate more is I can see more enamel after prep, okay, and also I see less triangle, means I have less over prep issue at the cervical zone. So with a minimum invasive prep, the patients will have less sensitive issue. So this is immediate after cement. And for lower incisor, it is less aesthetic challenge, but it's more challenge in terms of prep and the position because it is further from the operation. And the incisors tooth size is very small. So any over prep issue will have a more serious consequences. And I found that microscope is just nice for lower incisor prep because it helps with the posture a lot. So for lower incisor, I will always go slightly supragingival because it's easier for patient to keep oral hygiene, and also it is less invasive. And putty is very good to check the reduction before we take any scan. So with minimal prep, and if we can see clearly, then we can do the very thin vernier, which is 0.4, 0.5. Again, this video just to show how we stabilize the handpiece with both hands, slow speed, low speed, and then angulate the burr. All this measurement is to prevent us from over prepping and prevent undercut. So this is the thin verniers fabricated in my in-house lab. So the white and black background is just to show how thin the vernier is. And it also gives you the idea that the choice of cementation will affect the final outcome. So in this case, we are using a Emax, but we are using a HT, high translucency, and a BR2 shape. So split dam technique is used with the help of Teflon to control moisture, and it's supragingival, so it is easier to issue. So just come to the summary. Vernier is a very challenging clinical procedure, dental procedures. I mean, other treatment is challenging too, but verniers is different from other treatments because very often the options is the indication is optional. It's mainly focused to improve the aesthetic result, and hence we need to be extra careful while performing this treatment to our patients. Vernier treatment is indicated or requested not just because patient wants it, but also because we believe it is. Dentists also believe that it can improve patients' quality of life. What we can do is we attend courses, we improve our skill and then knowledge to them to provide the best for our patients. But again, we can't guarantee that anything to last forever. Even patients on natural teeth might be not forever. There are some factors, patient factors that is beyond dentist control. So, for example, this case, we have a very good result of a smile makeover. We control the risk factor like deep bite, and then with auto treatment, with night guard. But sometimes we still have accidents happen. Patients bite on something hard. We select a different type of material. Like this is a case of composite veneers, and even when the patient is very good at clean oral hygiene, come back for regular review. This is a 2 years follow-up, but we still see that a bit of a black triangle show. So what if cases like this, patient is totally not prepared to receive veneers? Patients will come with very poor oral hygiene, periodontitis, gingivitis, and also interproximal caries. So in this case, we remove existing veneers, do a perio treatments, and then we redo the smile makeover for her. So it's another beautiful transformations, but this redo case is at a very great cost. The preps become very invasive because of her interproximal caries and the composite restoration. Most of the veneers become maybe half crown already. So this lady is at her middle or late 30s. So we need to expect that this crown veneers to last another 20-30 years. I hope so, but maybe yes, maybe no. So we need to monitor closely this case to reduce any possible complication because of her previous bad experience. So it will be totally different outcome to redo a case with over reduction versus a case with minimally prep under microscope. We place vernier carefully, we plan carefully. It should last a long time. We hope so, and okay. We prep, but at the same time, we prep minimally so that we have a backup plan for situation like to redo. And here I would like to end my session with another video. It is about veneer removal. We should also have some ideas what should we do, what should we plan when we have a redo case. So this is just a project by me. I'm taking two extracted tooth and I mill Emax verniers. I etch and bond according to the adhesive wool protocol. And then I use both of them. One, I use a burr to remove under microscope. And another tooth, I use a laser waterless remover. If a case that require redo, this will be the two options available. So under microscope, it will allow us to see carefully to prevent hurting or removing the natural tooth structure. So by using microscope, we can minimize the extra tooth structure remove. Or by using laser, we can actually higher chance that we can remove the one whole piece of veneer, and this will be a greater experience for patient. All right, so that's all from me, my presentation tonight. I hope you learned something useful tonight. Thank you.
Hello, many thanks for Dr. Vincent. Excellent lecture. I saw the one of the comment. The comment is say, finally, I can able to attend your call without exorbitant high fees. So I think your call is very high in Malaysia. And I also got a lot of comment. And one of the dentist from Libya and asking, is the microscope available in Libya? Yes, available. Sure. And also the Malaysia dentist please come to exhibition and practice COXO microscope. And from Dr. Vincent presentation, I saw a microscope to help you a lot when you do the treatment. Okay,
Yes,
now
yes.
we want to pick up some question. Let me check. Okay, this one.
Okay. Okay, thanks for sharing. Can you share your experience with microscope and loops? Which do you prefer and why? Are you using microscope during bonding procedure? Thank you very much. Okay, I used to use loops for all my procedures, and the main difference will be the posture and also the magnification. So for microscope magnifications, it definitely will go higher. And as for posture wise, even though I'm using a Pentec loops, there is a partial indirect vision, but microscope still give you the best posture control, especially for lower incisor prep. So it helps me in certain procedures that I showed just now. First is the prep, definitely. And this is actually the easiest, in my opinion, this is the easiest way to use microscope is for vernier because it's always the front teeth, the surface. If you started with a posterior teeth, it's gonna be difficult. So most of the time I use microscope for verniers cases. And for bonding procedures, okay, dry fitting, yes. When you dry fit, we want to check the margin. Yeah. And for bonding procedures, sometimes yes, sometimes no. But it is recommended that if you can use it during the full procedures because then everything is under microscope, everything is so detailed. But again, it will need more trainings and also, yeah, you need to get used to it. Yeah. So I hope I answer your question.
Okay, next one.
Can verniers bond on composite margin? Actually, yes, yes. There are actually quite many articles already published that the bonding strength onto the composite surface is good. However, maybe I'm still a little bit old school. if possible, I will still just prep a little bit more to get natural tooth structure. Yeah, because when you're talking about composite, we assume that composite is bonded perfectly to the tooth structure. But what if the composite is not bonded perfectly? Unless in the situations that I it will require too invasive prep, then maybe I don't mind to bond at composite. So the answer is yes.
Okay, next.
Can veneers prevent teeth caries? No. Of course, the veneers, the ceramic will not have any decay, but the tooth underneath will be if we didn't have a good oral hygiene, we didn't take care well, you will still get secondary caries. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Dr. Vincent Lee, for sharing clinical excellence and skillful competence. For subgingival margins, still possible to rubber them for bonding. Bonding, how to RDI for bonding. Okay, so the question is for subgingival margin. Okay, the answer is yes. Actually, for subgingival margin, we should use rubber dam. Okay, for supragingival, sometimes you can get away without rubber dam. You can use others method of moisture control. So we need to select the clamp carefully. For example, we have a B clamp, we have an incisor clamp. So all this will help you to retract the gum from the margin, and then it will expose the margin for you to sandblast, edge, bond carefully. Actually, one of the last slide of my presentations is uh, is considered deep subgingival margin already. You can see the clamp actually retract the gum a bit, yeah, to expose the margin. All right.
Okay. The last question. Because time is limited, we also pick up one question during the webinar.
All right. Hi, Vincent. How do you ensure the shape is consistent, especially when some teeth are dark and some are not? All right. Thank you very much, Tyler. So this is actually a good question and always very challenging to always very challenged to match this color too. So we have some clinical consideration. When you have a darkened tooth, you have few factors that you can control. First, you can block it with opaque. Second, you can reduce more for the darkened tooth. Say my adjacent teeth, one is I prep 0.8, and then the one with darkened tooth I prep 1.5. So I give more room for the technicians to compensate. And also when choosing the material, we should choose opaque, medium opaque. So these are the clinical procedures that we can do to match the color better. But at the end, it still comes to the technicians and the clinician experience. Sometimes if we follow all these steps, we should get a very close result. But sometimes we might still need to redo 1 or 2 times. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for Dr. Vincent. Actually, we still have a lot of questions on the comment, but we cannot pick up all the questions during this webinar because time is limited. So Dr. Vincent, please help us to write down your answer on the comment and also pick up the best question asked to support us, and we will support the gift for the dentist. Thank you so much for Dr. Vincent, your excellent lecture. Actually, I know your core is very high fee, so I think in the future we have the second time for cooperation. A lot of the Malaysia or other country dentists can know your course. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hope to see you
Okay,
again.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
Hope to cooperation again. Bye bye.
Yeah, definitely. Bye. Thank you.
Okay, you can see Dr. Vincent already got a COXO microscope during the treatment. And also in Amethyst, Malaysia booth, it have the COXO microscope. Please go to there and see. And Dr. Vincent also asking for the second microscope for his clinic. So if you want to follow Dr. Vincent course to do the treatment, I think it's better to buy the microscope. And hope to see you to the exhibition and visit Amity booth to practice COXO microscope. Thank you for all the dentists. You are very, very nice of you. We got a lot of the comment. And also we will pick up the lucky person tomorrow. We will show on our Facebook. So please continue follow our COXO Facebook. Okay, thank you for all the dentist fans for your time. Thank you for your vision. And for the finally, I want to remind that if you want to get the Dr. Vincent lecture, the certificate, because I know Dr. Vincent course is very expensive. So if you want to get the certificate, please don't forget to fill up the form. We already get the link on the comment, fill up the information to apply the certificate. See you for next time. COXO have a lot of activity on the Facebook. Please follow us. See you. Bye bye. And good night for Malaysia dentists. Bye bye.